Hi, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Miss Sophia the Diva. I know it's been a long time since I've sat here and talked about Real Housewives of Atlanta, but I'm feeling a little bit better these days, so I figured let's just hop on and talk about those fabulous ladies in my city of Atlanta. As many of you know, I have relocated to Atlanta initially to attend the great historic college of Clark Atlanta University. Unfortunately, those dreams have been deferred for just a little bit. I'll be back. I ended up having to take a job that, quite frankly, they almost got me. They almost got me. They've been trying me, but I believe in God and I believe in my civil rights as a citizen, and so we gonna get that handled with no problem because I refuse to be belittled, demeaned, intimidated, bullied, you name it. That's just not going to happen with me. That's not how I rock and roll. But we're not here to discuss those personal issues. I said I was going to address those in a separate in a separate message. But let's talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm going to go back to last week's. I may even touch on the week before because I know I haven't talked. I think I did my last review covered the first 4 episodes. This has been a really dramatic season in spurts because, we had Shamari come on, who is annoying as hell. We have Marlo, who is, I guess, officially onboarded as a friend of the show, but does not have a peach. We have a new lady that they're currently auditioning, Tanya, whom people keep saying, Tanya, who people keep saying her name absolutely has to be Tanya. Not exactly, people. There are people out there that really are named Tanya, and they spell it with a Tanya. Usually Tanya is T-O, and yes, Tanya can be, but yeah, she probably really is Tanya. She's not just trying to do that for show. Last week's episode was titled Sisterhood of the Traveling Peaches, and this is because the week before that, Nene and Greg had said we're going to do a couples trip to Destin, Florida, which, by the way, is very beautiful from what I understand. I know that my roommate likes to go down there and spend a lot of time in Destin from time to time. As a matter of fact, it's just a 5-hour drive away from Atlanta. But when we open up in this episode, we have Portia, who, of course, is all in love with Mr. Dennis, the hot dog king. And let me pause right there and address something. I noticed that the ladies always are talking about, well, he sell hot, especially Candy, well, he the one that sell hot dogs. And like it's a profession. You slang dildos and sex toys. So why is it, the man is, it's a service. Some people want hot dogs. I personally love hot dogs. I'm personally going to go down there and try it because I want to know. Because, I know it's no Pink's hot dogs. Okay. I know it might actually be good. Because, people order hot dogs and he's like a millionaire because of it amongst his other businesses. So please stop demeaning a black man for having a vision and a dream and executing it and making a profit over something. I guess maybe if he had a janitorial staff, a staffing agency or a business, maybe that would be seen demeaning too. I didn't like that. I don't like that at all. But anyway, Portia decides she's going to go down to the future family business that she's going to become a part of. And she said she really was low-key just trying to fake work for 30 minutes, but she ended up working a full shift. His mother was there, and she keeps asking about a prenup and if they're ready to walk down out. Please, Miss Dennis, Mama, please do not be a Mama Joyce, okay? First of all, Portia also has assets that she needs to protect as well. And so I don't get why the big deal is for you to want to bother her with a prenup. That's just so tacky and unbecoming. But I also think that Mama knows that Portia is pregnant because in the episode before this, Portia told Dennis on his birthday, happy birthday, we gonna have a bundle of joy. And he actually was crying like real tears. So I think this is something that he wanted, and we know that it's definitely something that Portia desired as well. So congratulations to those two. But baby, Portia, you can't be eating the family product, okay, while you're down to the job, okay? You're cutting into the child's college fund, okay? That's all I'm saying. But that need for a prenup is just tacky to me. So Shamari is shooketh. People have been insulting her fashions. Quite frankly, she is not fashionable. She just a country bumpkin. I mean, that I don't know how to. Let me say she doesn't have a sense of style. Her sense of style is whatever she's feeling in the moment and whatever. As long as she's clothed, she's okay. So I can't really say that people don't have, she just doesn't have that sense of style that brings us like, oh girl, what is you doing? That is fly. That is fabulous. That is fierce. No, it's making us say, was that on the side of the bed and the pile of clothes and you just said, whatever I find, that's clean, that's what I'm going to put on. What's going on here, girl? So anyway, she hired a stylist. I don't know if he was much better because them fashions he was putting together, I was like, so basically you just giving the client what she already got. How is that helping her? You got to get your client to step outside the box, basically, Riley, oh my God, Riley looks fabulous. She was talking to her mom about how she wants to go on the trip, but unfortunately, honey, you are not a couple. However, we find out that most of the men in this group will not be attending because Todd has a birthday trip he takes every year with his friends, no matter what, like clockwork. We also find out that Dennis and Mike, Eva's man, were playing basketball, and now he done injured his leg. So his leg is acting up. When she said that, before I found out he was injured, I was like, his leg acting up. Like, what he got? Bursitis or something? Water on the knee? What's going on here? Anyway, so Todd can't come. I forgot who else couldn't come. I know Ronnie and Mike should have been able to go. But either way, the trip in the end turned out to be an all-girls trip. Then at one point, Greg and Nene had a moment where Greg was like, what is the stain on the counter? And Nene was cleaning. And she was like, I didn't put that stain there knowing good and well she did. Don't be trying to blame that on Mr. Greg. He's sick, girl. Don't be blaming that on Mr. Greg. Then she was trying to come up with games for it. And Greg was like emphatically no on the pillow talk. We all know what happened the last time we had pillow talk. Christopher Williams and his common law wife and some other folk almost got dragged in that bitch. So no, that won't be good by Miss Candy Burson. I really do believe Candy could drag some people in that bitch, okay? Oh, Cynthia's man couldn't come either. What's his name? Mike Hill or whatever. So I guess they'll be doing a couples trip later. When Portia arrives at Candy's guest house, and, her nanny / chef, I guess is who this woman was, preparing, snacks and stuff for all the women. And, Ace was enchanted by Miss Portia, honey. She was treating him just like he was a little auntie. But I was like, you got to watch them little boys, because I be over at my friend's house sometime, and his little great nephew come over. Yeah, he has a great nephew. You can be 30 and have a great nephew when you are born late in life, and all your nieces and nephews are essentially your age. And then they start having children, and technically that's either way. But either way, he's the cutest little 4-year-old you ever want to meet. And so whenever I'm over there and he comes over, he immediately, the very first time I was over there, well, not over there, and he came over and I happened to be over there, he just got in my lap like, you my new girlfriend. And so whenever I'm over there, we just have our little moments together. Little boys, they know who likes children. But I also think that Ace knows that Miss Portia is pregnant, and Miss Portia talking about she on an alcohol detox. Baby, you ain't fooling nobody, because we all know you be on that hen dog, okay? So I don't know how she gonna play that off. Then Eva was sitting up there talking about who else she wanted to invite to her wedding, when her and her mother had just gotten into it about the fact that her mama wanted to invite 3 more people she felt that would be important to be at the wedding. And let's be real, y'all. All of our parents have those family friends that you don't necessarily know, but they know your mom and daddy, and your mom and daddy feel like, well, they were part of helping you grow up, because they probably did give you good graduation gifts and birthday gifts over time, but I don't know them people. And so either way, Miss Eva, Your mama probably watching this episode was like, now I could have invited them 3 people. You invited these strange people you just started hanging out with. Okay. Either way, Greg got up there and gave words of wisdom before these women went on this trip. Lord, we pray for no drama. But he was like, each of y'all need to go out here and learn something about each other that you didn't know. And then Portia talking about, but some of these people got two faces. Greg was like, then get to know, learn something new about both faces. Okay. Hell, sometimes they all got three, quite frankly. So anyways, they decide to drive to Destin. But one of the things I love about this bus trip is that no matter what, no matter how old these ladies get, they know how to have a good time. And you know what? I'm thinking about doing a bourbon tour, a whiskey tour to Kentucky. Maybe we can get us a good times van with me and some of my homegirls when we all road trip out there. I turn 42 next year. As a matter of fact, I turned 42 in less than a week. Is it a week? When is New Year's Day? Either way, maybe for my 42nd birthday year, we can do that. Let's see about that. Yes. But I like the fact that they were having fun. Eva's phone sex talk left much to be desired. I was like, are we having a biological talk? Because that's what I felt like I was in health class again. I want you to sit my vagina on your face while you and I was like, what? And Portia was like, hell, I'm pregnant and my coochie went dry. I was oh, and then Eva sucked on Shamari's fingers. But at least they were clean. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't trying to do that. Then Nene had to come with the mess. And we all know that Candy cannot wait to talk about Dennis. Okay. And his tattoos. And the women with his tattoos that's been tattooed to his body. Because Nene asked, I forgot how she phrased it exactly, but it was totally unnecessary. It was like, does anybody on this bus know somebody that has dated Dennis or so? And I was like, why? Why did that even have to be asked? But Nene can be messy sometimes, so here we go. Then that's when Candy was like, well, I saw Portia at Shamia's birthday with another dude and they seemed cozy. Because Portia articulated that, you know, her and Dennis had been in a committed monogamous relationship. But I think also what happened in that moment is that, like so many of us, we may be dating other people, but then we meet that one and we decide, hey, I like you, you like me, let's do this solo together. Let's be together. Let's work this out. So I don't know. Candy really was reaching for stuff. I thought that the bedroom picking, while it kind of was better, it kind of was piss poor planned. And I just think that really what should have happened is, Nene, you should just pick the rooms for everybody and call it a day. And Marlo doesn't like Tanya because Tanya can outdress her, quite frankly. But I just want to comment on that whole fashion thing because that was covered tonight. I think a lot of times when people feel like for instance, right now, I'm always a little disturbed by the need, especially for black people that have to go out here wearing stuff that says Gucci and Fendi. Like, does anyone really need to know that that's what you got on? I mean, is that really necessary? It just shows that you spend a lot of money on some stuff that you could have been investing that money, if you ask me. But, you know, I do like a good Louis Vuitton bag and a Gucci bag. I can't afford it. I buy bags that fit my bank account. So usually I'm in Kenneth Cole or BCBG Maxazari or something like that. That's what I'm carrying. I don't own Gucci, MCM, none of that. But I'm just saying, it really is. And then people aspire for that. They see that on TV and they think that that's what they're supposed to have. A lot of times, some of these celebrities, especially, are given these things. They don't pay for them. The people who are buying them, I don't know. I mean, not because I lack, you know, but some things I just look at and I'm like, some people would be surprised what I have on. And I've had my couture insulted at some point. I'm a big Diane von Furstenberg wearer, and I had somebody say something sideways to me about one of my dresses, and I was just like, girl, this thing come down to me. What are you talking about? I've seen some of your dresses come up 3 inches, but okay, girl. Mm. Either way, let's get back on point. But either way, she made Tanya take the bunk beds. And, if that had been me, just like Tanya, I would have taken it in stride, too. And just been like, girl, at least I get a room all by myself with 2 beds. I got a choice, okay? Marlo didn't like the room that got selected for her. And she said, I don't like this room because it doesn't have character like Eva. What I don't understand is why is it that Marlo keeps coming for Eva and just really being evil, mean, and nasty to people. I guess she sees I guess her and Nene are more alike than we realize, because whenever someone comes into the group that is a threat or a little bit better, her insecurity starts showing. When females start lashing out like that, I just look at it as insecurities, or even some males that have what I like to call bitch tendencies, okay? So then there was talk at this table about the fact that Eva had a bachelorette party that was kind of a surprise, but not really. But Portia got invited, and then Portia wants to know why Nene wasn't invited, and she was in the wedding. Here's the thing. Nene was asked to do a toast in the wedding. She was not asked to be, as Nene would say, none of the rest of us would, a bridesmaid or an usher. She was asked to do a toast. And let's be real, some people just don't think it. And then Nene, everybody was like, but you refer to Nene as like your big sis and this and that. And then Nene was like, wait. All this big sis talk, I'm just not here for it. It's kind of scary and off-putting. But I'm just like, just last season, you were going off on Portia for not honoring that label that you have bestowed upon yourself as everyone's big sister. So I was a little confused with why were you so taken aback and appalled and afraid of the term big sister. Okay, I didn't get it, so I was at a loss, Nene. It's like, what do you want? Do you want to be big sister or you don't? We all know you want to be the boss of everything and in control of everything, but I didn't like that, and I felt like it was unfair to Eva. I really did. And then Nene was like, in the cafe, I think she should have asked me, and I probably would have said no with all that I've got going on. Well, then why? And then she said, I'll forgive, but I'll never forget, or something like that. And I'm just like what? Like, I was so confused. And this was in this episode coming up. And also, as quiet as it's kept, Eva probably was like, this is my job. I think it was Alex Rogers or James Caldwell or someone that said, and I thought about it. I said, yeah, she probably trying to keep it business. And yeah, that's why y'all weren't invited, because y'all her work friends, not her homegirls. Okay, now her and Portia work together, so that might be different, but I don't know, what is it, Dish Nation, but that's probably why y'all didn't get an invite. Then Shamari stealing her feelings about people talking about her fashions. This is the bottom line, Shamari. You can't dress. There's no wow factor. You look and you look washed out a lot of times. Blonde hair, don't do that anymore to yourself. Just like Portia ain't got no business wearing these red wigs. It doesn't go with her undertones. And the blondish hair for you, Shamari, it just makes you look washed out. I mean, it really does. So I wouldn't do that anymore. So in this week's episode, we got model walks and struggle vocals. This episode was called Final Destination. And Shamari, another thing you need to work on is your comebacks and your shade throwing needs help. That's all I'm gonna say, because it's just tired as fuck. And I'm just like, what? Okay, other people's pension checks. That was actually kind of good this week. So everyone is getting up in the house. Everyone slept in the rooms that was picked by each of their fellow housemates. And Candy calls Todd to find out what's going on. She tells me, I'm hungry. Of course you are, Candy. You're hungry. You are always hungry. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. My friend Monica just came on. She said, girl, po thing, talking about Shamari. He said that he was waiting on his private chauffeur, just picked him up or whatever, because they have a private chef in the Airbnb. So Portia is conspiring to figure out how she can cover up the fact that she's with child. So she done went to the, first of all, why are you pouring out Hennessy, girl? You could have just you could have made that concoction at home. I'm sorry, you could have. There ain't no way I'm pouring out some good Hennessy. I don't really drink Hennessy. I drink Cavassier. That's my preferred cognac. But, you know, hey. She making apple juice and Coke to cover up the fact that she cannot drink. And everyone in the house is speculating because they saw her eat a giant pickle. And she was talking about, what else they say? They say her stomach looked a little bigger and all this stuff. I was like, that could be love weight. You know, every time we get with somebody and we fall in love, we kind of gain a little weight every now and then. But I just think it's a little bit extreme. Marlo comes in to try to help Shamari with her fashions, and y'all know Marlo is like a goddamn bully pit bull. So she just came in there and dressed her, and I must say it was an improvement, because what little Shamari was about to put on for the day, I was like, girl, you gonna be on struggle. But she came through there, and then Marlo was like, girl, you needed like a tune-up, like a car, boom, boom, boom. I said, you know what, Marlo, you is crazy. She batshit crazy. Marlo, I have a love-hate relationship for her because I do appreciate, I mean, she is a label whore, as they like to say, because, you know, it can be, her and Tanya got that down pack, you know, oh, look at that Dior. I'm like, it's not really necessary, but okay. So Marlo did hook her up, but Nene immediately says, that looks more like a Marlo look, but okay, girl, she did that. Portia and Nene have decided that they are going to do Bitch Stole My Talent, okay? Before that, the night before, some women were out there struggling, and Cynthia has given a whole new meaning to twerking. It's the frog, where my frogs at? She was frogging it, not twerking it, okay? I said, baby, look, what is going on with it? But Cynthia and I could be best friends, because as big as both of our butts are, I can't twerk either. Like, my butt, like, I keep saying I'm going to go down here to Magic City or the Blue Flame or the Pink Pony or whatever and see if I can't get me some student loan payoff money. But that ain't happened. It happened. Oh my God, my friend Monica says Shamari needs to fire her stylist. I blame him. I shouldn't be paying someone and still look at me. Now, Monica, her confessional look is an improvement, and that guy who was styling her, he did do that confessional look. It looks better, but what I noticed is that there was, I think it's a nude bodysuit underneath that. Like, you know, they only shoot so high, but I kind of noticed that. I was like, I hate when they do that, because I really feel like if you're going to wear black like that, you should have a black something underneath it, kind of like what Eva did at tonight's dinner. Although I was like, girl, are we going swimming? Because that looked like a resort wear. We going down to the pool look, not going to dinner, but okay. Anyway, this whole bitch stole my talent, I knew from offset was going to be a problem. Okay, I knew it. Then she was up here talking about, I came even to my, well, if I'm going to go up against Cynthia, I came out the womb walking. And I was like, I seem to remember, because I used to watch Top Model back in the day. You had a little runway struggle, if I recall correctly, Miss Eva. And I'm so tired of you coming for Miss Cynthia, honey. Miss Cynthia could have birthed you and birthed you, okay? And I was glad that Cynthia won because Cynthia strutted the runway very well. I don't know what Eva was doing. It was all extra. And I was like, girl, you be talking about she got a big butt. You got thick thighs. Okay. So, I mean, at least the TV makes it look that way. So leave Miss Cynthia alone. Candy was nervous about going up against Shamara because Candy knows that she's not a strong vocalist. She knows that she's an excellent songwriter and business person. She told me, well, if we were to do it, we should have went about who got the most money. Of course they should, Candy. Of course they should. Marlo, her fashion look. Marlo said something today too that I was like, oh, you are. So what Marlo said that shocked me, because I noticed I didn't say it, but she said she was 42 at that dinner table, and I was like, you're my age? Oh my God. I thought Marlo was like late 40s, early 50s. What y'all think? But Marlo's thighs, I want to know what she did. Is that just natural, or can I get, because I got cottage cheese above the knees, baby, and that's why y'all catch me. I be like Miss Beyonce, honey. I be wearing nylons and fishnets to cover that up. That I don't want nobody to see that, okay? What did somebody say look like gunshot wounds above the knees? Or what did they say? Shopping cart doting. Shout out to my friend Arlene Crazy Ass. She came up with that. Yes, Miss Marlo come through. And then there was Tanya, who came through with Nene's boutique shades, which you can get, by the way, down from any wholesaler for about $5 to $10 a pop, and mark them up like no other. I personally have paid $50 from Will Smith's first wife. I bought a pair of shades that I realized, now I could have just went down to the damn alley and got them for $5, but okay. You know, but I believe in supporting black business. If I can. So that's why I'm willing to pay that, because not everyone is going to want to do that. But Nene felt some type of way about that. She was like, you can go low and high. Well, that is considered a little lower brand. I can't believe she said that. I mean, either way, Tanya came in there. She did the damn thing. She was crowned the queen of fashion because she multi-layered her stuff with the jumpsuit and all of that. So, oh well, it was just for it. Cynthia did the damn thing. Shamari, when she sang His Eyes on the Sparrow, I felt that. Candy, I don't know what that was, but okay. Then we had massages and Pilates. Shamari, Candy, and Eva all went to aerial Pilates. All I had to say for that scene was, what is you doing, baby? It was just, I was like, oh, Lord. Oh, Monica, yes, she does. Nene really does need to get out her feelings about the shades. I mean, I don't think Tanya meant any harm. But, you know, Nene has a superiority complex. Let's just be real. Who does she used to associate herself with all the time? That man they say is our president, and look at him. He always get mad and go on Twitter and talk about people. Guilty by association. But I want to know what Eva was doing. But aerial Pilates is something I would like to try. Maybe I can catch me a class next time. Find one here in Atlanta, or since I go down to Florida frequently now, I may be able to find a class there. But I was like, that ain't for you. Then Shamari was still crying about the fact that Marlo came and bogarted her way into her room to help her with her struggle fashions. Be grateful. That's all I'm gonna say. Just be grateful. And if you didn't want to accept the help, you know, you could have just, you know, when Marlo left the room, changed into whatever it is that you felt your stylist had blessed you with. But girl, it wasn't much. You know, sometimes, I mean, you just, let me stop. Portia thinks she keeping a secret, but everybody talking about she eating gas station pickles and not drinking. Dun, 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 dun. Portia's pregnant. But Nene eventually gets it out of her, so now she knows. She tells Nene all of her secrets and concoctions. I hope Nene can keep it under wraps. At dinner, again, I wonder what Eva had on. I didn't know if that was appropriate, but okay. Portia done pulled the Hennessy out of the faux Hennessy out of her bag to do the toast. Then the fashion discussion started up again, and Shamari basically was trying to tell Marlo she wasn't happy with the fact that she came into her room. And then Tanya had helped her with her fashions this time around. I think Tanya dresses very well and fabulously well. It may not be something like when some people are looking for a little bit of flair. I think she dresses for her profession a lot. Tanya and I kind of would have the same sense of fashion and style, I think, especially if I could afford her labels. I don't know. And so anyway, Marlo was like, okay, girl, because Shamari went in. And I don't think that Shamari realized how vicious Marlo can be. Because I'm like, girl, you don't want none of this. Baby, Miss Marlo is like Black Street Fighter. She the one that Kevin Hart was talking about. She'll go out there and pop a trunk on your ass. Okay, go pop trunk, come back with something and drag you. I don't know, you that's how I pump hop lead in your ass like Ice Cube, okay? You don't want none of that. And so I love how Marlo was like, anyone at this table could have dressed you better than you come. And Shamari she was lit, first of all. Shamari was so drunk, and she called her a bitch. And I'm like, oh, here we go. And we've already had a conflict with Miss Portia and Miss Cynthia before. Shamari, you should have went back and watched some old episodes so you could have been familiar with these women. So Candy's fears of a blow-up, as she discussed on the ride to the Pilates, it kind of came true. Nene kind of stepped in and tried to be the bigger person and said, let's not talk about, people's fashions or whatever. But then Tanya started making comments about stuff, and then that's when Nene just came out of left field and was like, I don't entertain ignorant conversations. And Tanya was like, wait, what? And she never articulated to Tanya why she was talking about ignorant conversation. She just went in. And I'm like, this is supposed to be your number one customer, and you going in on her, and you didn't articulate to her what she's mad about. You just need to let the sunglass thing go. If you're not going to tell her why you're blowing up on her, then shut the hell up. I mean, that's the bottom line. I just think it was rude. And I think everybody resolved whatever issues they had at the table. I'm not sure if Nene and Eva have resolved theirs, but that needs to be addressed, because for some reason, I don't know if Eva sees Cynthia as a threat, or is it because of what happened in Spain? I think Cynthia brought up something about Eva at one point, or co-signed with Shami. I don't remember what happened. I would have to review that episode or go back over my review of it. But I think that's all I've got. Next week we see Noelle breaking down and crying because she said something about she can't go. And I'm like, please God, don't tell me that Howard University screwed up this girl's dreams of going to this prestigious HBCU. Let me tell you a real side note on HBCUs. I'm so grateful to God that I did not go to one as an undergrad, because I probably would have been shell-shocked and out of my mind, because the things that the undergraduates have to go through just to get in the door and get out. My friend, he graduated from Morehouse, and he was telling me they didn't even know if they were graduating until like the day of graduation. So people would have invited, like if you still had a balance, if you hadn't gotten all your credits together and you thought you had, I mean, you just didn't know. And I just think that that's wrong. And so I hope that's not what happened, where Howard has told her she's coming and possibly screwed up her housing. Because here's another thing that all universities do, is not just HBCUs, the traditional predominantly white ones. For some reason, my videos keep cutting off, and I think that when I was filming live on Facebook, something happened. But either way, white schools do it too. The PWIs, the predominantly white institutions, they do it too, where they will overbook the undergrads coming in for housing and not expect everyone to show up. So I hope that's not what happened to Noelle, that maybe she will end up having to live off campus. But I hope that's not the case. My friend's daughter had something happen to her. She was supposed to get in on early admissions, and they told her the application was complete, and here it is right before Christmas, and they find out, oh, we're sorry, no, we screwed up, it's not complete. And I have a real problem with them not taking ownership of that. Stop damaging these young people's dreams, because some of us really do want to support HBCUs. I know I do, because I'm in one right now. I'm in a master's program at Clark Atlanta. I'm proud to say that I am. But either way, that's all I've got on Housewives. I'll probably go back and even review the other 2 episodes I didn't review, particularly because I want to talk about Eva and her mama, okay, and Candy talking about these tattoos and who snitched. But that's all I got. Thank you. I've been Miss Sophia the Diva, and you have been all that. Merry Christmas.